Let's meet some of the ladies on the panel. First up, it's Legal Eagle Leigh Johnson. Leigh, hello.
Hi Stan, how are you?
Looking gorgeous, darling.
Thank you, darling, and so are you.
Far more presentable than most Legal Eagles because they do dress scruffily, don't they?
That's why they hate me. They're dreadful dresses.
They are indeed. But anyway, you're not in the legal profession anymore, are you?
I'm semi-retired, yes.
Okay, you're just soliciting now.
Well, I've always been soliciting, Stan, but I'm mainly writing film scripts and finishing off my book.
Very good. Well, I've been looking forward to
exposing them all.
Exposing the lot of them.
You'll love it.
Will you expose yourself though?
I will expose myself. Yes.
Maybe nude on the back page or something.
Very willing. Well, there's a very hot photo. That's why it's called Bombshell.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, I look forward to that. When's that going to come out?
Well, really, when I finish it, Stan, you know what it's like.
Yeah.
Bum glue and all that to write.
Very good. Let's get into our first letter. Dear Stan and Beauties, just wondering what you think of this DNA testing. I reckon if it's going to help us catch the bad guys, then everyone in Australia should get it done and have their DNA kept on file. If you're a law-abiding citizen, then you've got nothing to worry about. Danielle from Western Australia. Leigh, what do you think?
Gosh, Danielle, I think it's an absolute invasion of privacy.
Why?
Well, to insist that somebody have a DNA test, it's an invasion of privacy.
If you've got nothing to fear or got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to fear.
Well, then we're living in a police state and a totalitarian state, and that's assuming that...
But if you've got nothing to hide, why worry about it?
Well, you're assuming, Stan, that for a start the DNA testing is accurate, and quite often it's not. I mean, look at the Lindy Chamberlain case. The DNA testing was completely inaccurate and flawed, and jailed an innocent woman for years.
In the Chamberlain case?
In the Chamberlain case.
I don't think we had DNA testing there, darling.
It was the blood testing.
Yes.
And DNA testing's been around for many years.
As we well know, darling, cocked it up well and truly, didn't they?
Well and truly.
Absolutely.
And this is the problem.
But now we've got better rules, stronger rules.
I'm sorry, we don't. And what we've got is a police force that don't follow rules, that do cock things up, as you say, and I like that word. But they, no, I don't trust the police force, and I wouldn't trust them to have my DNA on file. God knows where it would turn up.
If you don't trust
turn
the
up
police
at every
force,
murder scene.
If you don't trust the police force, who do you trust?
Well, I certainly don't trust the New South Wales Police Force. And I certainly don't trust the Director of Public Prosecution's Office. And I think that it would be a complete invasion of privacy, and it would create all sorts of outrageous atrocities, and I think it's dreadful that they're actually compulsorily testing people in prison.
Okay.
I think it's an absolute invasion of privacy. However, saying that, I've had a number of cases where I've insisted and begged for DNA testing because the person has been innocent. But it should be a matter, certainly in serious crimes, it's always been the case, that they can take what used to be blood, so now I would assume a mouth swab, compulsorily. So in a serious crime, like a murder, they can compulsorily take it. But to just at random say everyone needs to be DNA tested without...
Wouldn't worry me in the slightest. Would not worry me in the slightest.
But Stan, you're happy with a police state?
Well, I don't. It's not a police state at all.
But it would be
but
if
I
they
have confidence.
took everybody's DNA.
That's rubbish. I have confidence in the police department. You say you don't. Okay, it's a matter of conjecture. Okay, right. Why don't we say to Leigh Johnson, okay, Leigh, you're a wonderful person. We'll put you in charge of the DNA testing. Now, Leigh, would you take control of that? Would you?
No,
you wouldn't. Why not?
I object to it in principle by New South Wales Police.
Perfect example.
Tried to kill me. And tell me that's not a little bit corrupt.
What, somebody tried to kill you?
In the New South Wales Police Force, yes, they tried,
and what did you
tried
do
to
about
have me killed.
What did you do about it?
What can I do about it?
Well, okay, did you do anything about it?
What can I do?
Did you do anything about it?
What can I do?
Well, darling, hang on a second.
Give me an idea, what can I do?
You're just making a claim that somebody in the police force tried to kill you.
Yep.
Did you complain to anybody?
Who would I complain to,
Well,
Stan?
darling, you know, there's always the Premier's office, there's always the police minister, there's always the police commissioner, there's a whole raft of people that you can complain to. What about the Ombudsman?
I have complained to the Ombudsman.
And how long ago was this?
Yes, I am.
How long ago was this?
Over the last few years.
Over the last few years?
I've been dealing with this over the last few years, yes.
And nothing has come of it?
Nothing.
So they want to assassinate you, kill you, get rid of you. For what reason?
She's blabbing.
The attempt on my life was made some 12 years ago, approximately, and so that wasn't in the last few years. And I don't think they could get away with that now, but you know, and I've certainly.
Why couldn't they get away with it now as opposed to what happened 10 years ago?
We have had a royal commission since then, so there's been a lot of clean-up, but there's still plenty going on. Don't you read the papers? Haven't you read all this stuff with the Police Integrity Commission and what's happening even with the? I have sent letters to the Commissioner.
I also saw on television last night about a judge in Victoria who didn't pay his taxes.
Was that Victoria, was it?
In Victoria, didn't pay his taxes, and therefore what happened is the actual presiding magistrate said, he said to the magistrate, if I get found guilty, I can't stay on as a judge. So the magistrate turned around and said, okay, we'll give you a good behaviour bond.
Well, there's certainly plenty of that. There's certainly plenty of that going on with all sorts of people in that professional body.
Yeah.
I think if you can concede that there's been a change, even since the Royal Commission, even if you don't put it down to the police officers themselves, then at the very least you can do is not say they and generalise in the way you do.
All right, well, lots of them.
Lots of them.
Lots of them.
Well, Stan, I know someone who can easily rub someone out for you if you want. I do. So, no, truly and honestly, some of us all know them, and
but listen,
really,
it's no good. It's no good sending Barry round just to sit on him. All right, that won't work.
Is it your part-time job, Jeannie?
No, no. But someone said, Jeannie, if anyone ever threatens you, or if you're in a difficult position like that, this person said, I will handle it, and they have great contact. So I'm just saying, Leigh, just speak to me after this
Judy,
panel.
I will never say another bad thing against you.
We can organise anything.
Okay, just very quickly, Rach, legal age. Is it 16 for...
16, God, I should have looked that up. It's 16...
15 for girls,
16
for girls and 18 for boys.
Okay.
However, if both parties are under... You might know this, Adrian, do you? If both parties are under 18, I think it's 16 for both, or 15. But I should have looked it up, I'm sorry.
But anyway, 15 is under the age.
Well, look, what concerns me, confused, is who has told your parents? Either you have or he has. I'm assuming that you have, in which case you should say to them, well, if I'm going to feel comfortable enough to discuss things with you, I would expect your support and not to be chastised. And if he's told them, well, what sort of a weirdo is he? And realistically, I think you should try for someone your own age, hun. This guy doesn't sound right.
I tell you, Dear Beauty and the Beast, I'm 24-year-old and a mother of 4 children. I was abused by 2 different stepfathers from the age of 2 to 10 years old, and I'm finally at a stage in my life where I want to see them dealt with by the law. But I've been told that it's too late, as I've had to bring the matter to court within 7 years from the alleged assault. I don't think this is fair, and out of a sense of duty, I think that people should know who these men are and what they have done to me. Why do we so much in this country protect paedophiles in this country so much? Restless from Adelaide in South Australia, Leigh. What's the actual time frame?
Well, Restless, I'd like to know who told you that you only had 7 years, and I would assume that South Australia deals with its sexual assault legislation under its own Crimes Act, but certainly in New South Wales you could bring a charge at any point. I'd like to know who told you, and if it's like the Sewing Club who've told you that, please go and see a lawyer, go to the police station, some of them are good.
So after 7 or 14 or 15 years you can actually bring...
Yeah, of course. Go to a rape crisis centre for a start. They'll help you. And, well, certainly in New South Wales, cases are brought all the time.
What sort of crimes have a statute of limitations?
20 years. Oh, God, you had to ask me that one. Well, certainly not murder and certainly not serious offences. There's no statute of limitations on murder, but I'm not sure that we really have a statute of limitations on very much at all in this country. They seem to charge people all the time. The difficulty, of course, from a defence point of view, is if you've been charged with a sex offence, say 20 years on, if you're charged with something that an alleged sexual offence from last week, well, of course you look up your diary and say, well, no, I was here, and you've got an alibi. But 20 years ago, you say, well, I can't remember where I was or what I was doing. All you can do is say, I didn't do it. And from a defence point of view, but darling, if you've been sexually abused, get these bastards, go to the Rape Crisis Centre, get them to help you. And I don't believe that there would be a time limitation period on that. So check that one out.